Hi, in this video we're going to look at a number of ways in which we can adapt our weight training to suit the equipment that we've got at home. Some athletes will be lucky enough to have barbells, plates and dumbbells at home, but for those who don't, this video will help to demonstrate some of the exercises we can use to get a similar stimulus to weight training in the gym. There are 5 main exercises we will focus on here, but you can use your imagination to adapt these movements to suit the equipment and space you have available. With all these exercises, if you have never performed them before properly in a gym with a qualified coach, do not attempt these exercises at home with your own dumbbell or barbell. They can be dangerous and it's easy to injure yourself if you don't do it properly. We recommend sticking to the adapted, low resistance versions if you haven't learned them before. Cleans, an explosive movement that helps to train triple point extension. This helps to train speed and power. The reason we use a bar is because it allows us to maximise the amount of weight we can move. However, the majority of us will not have a barbell at home, but this is not a problem. The best alternative to cleans is the squat jump. This replicates the triple point extension movement and still helps to improve speed and explosive power. It can be quite easily adapted to add resistance. Here the athlete is carrying a rucksack containing a half bag of cement found lying around. This adds between 5 and 10 kilos of weight, adding significant resistance to the exercise. Bags of cement could instead be a number of large water bottles, big textbooks, yellow pages, and pretty much anything else you can think of that is heavy. Just make sure you're still being safe though. Ideally, squat jumps would be performed at 30% of the weight you would normally clean. For example, say an athlete cleans 100 kilos, this means they would want about 30 kilos added for a squat jump. However, for this video we are recommending that we go for about 20%, as this will suit many athletes across the board, including more novice ones. So if an athlete were to clean 40 kilos normally, then we would suggest adding about 10 kilos. Squats, an exercise for developing strength. An important exercise for power athletes, developing the major muscle groups and enabling huge amounts of power production. This doesn't mean endurance athletes can't benefit from the squat. It is still very important for them and develops the major muscle groups which are important for all athletes. The best alternative is the pistol squat. This is also known as the single leg squat. This is a very challenging movement as it requires mobility and strength throughout the trunk area. If you're an expert at pistol squats, these are a perfect substitute for normal squats. If you're a complete beginner to them, however, these can still be performed with some benefit. Get yourself a chair or raised surface and position yourself like you're going to sit down on it. Now, instead of using both legs, try to only use one to sit down. This is done slowly so it's controlled. Once you've nailed the sitting down part, try to just touch the chair before standing back up. Once you've got the hang of that, try doing the same without the chair. Ideally, pistol squats will be performed with a weight that is your usual squats weight minus your body weight and then divided by 2. Snatch, an alternative to the clean. Snatches are slightly more complex than cleans as they incorporate an overhead movement. For some athletes it is best to start learning the overhead squat before moving on to the snatch. However, you can start by learning the single arm snatch. You'll probably need a dumbbell for this, but you could try a water bottle or something cylindrical. Start with the dumbbell down on the ground in a squat position. Use the other arm as ballast. Now try to lift the dumbbell up above your head as quickly whilst controlling the movement. The key is to get the barbell directly over your head with a completely straight arm. Again, similar to the cleans, this would be performed at 30% of your normal snatching weight, but adjust this appropriately for your skill level and equipment available. Overhead squat. This is a great exercise to test your overhead and lower body mobility. You can easily replace the barbell with a PVC tube or a broomstick. However, it is difficult to load this up with much weight for the exercise. We would recommend using pistol squats instead if you wanted to add weight. Romanian deadlift, or straight leg deadlift. An exercise to work the posterior chain, mainly targeting the hamstrings, but also the lower back. As with all these exercises, if you have never performed these exercises properly within a gym and with a qualified coach, do not attempt these exercises at home with your own barbell unless you start on an extremely low weight. A good alternative to the Romanian deadlift is a single leg deadlift. Balance on one leg and lift the other leg backwards whilst leaning forwards. It is important to hinge at the hips. To make it harder, you can try to raise your arms at the top or add resistance by holding dumbbells. You should try to perform single leg deadlifts at 50% of your Romanian deadlift weight minus 20 kilos. These are 5 alternatives to the main exercises we use for weight training. During this pandemic, it will be difficult to develop large amounts of strength and power due to the lack of facilities, equipment and motivation, but we can try to maintain our current levels of strength so when we return we are not at a hugely disadvantaged position compared to other athletes who may have better equipment. We hope this video was useful and you can use these exercises to introduce weight training into your weekly exercise routine. Thanks for watching. Please have a look at some of our other videos and subscribe to our channel to see our future ones. To find out more information about Momentum Sports, have a look at our website and social media pages found in the description below.